A business leader asks their AI system a simple, critical question, expecting a single, data-driven answer. The question is direct. What's our optimal inventory level for Q4? This is a major financial decision, and it requires one reliable number. The AI responds with total confidence. The answer is precise, 2.3 million units. It looks like a solid, actionable piece of data. But just an hour later, to double-check, the executive asks the exact same question again. Now, the answer is 1.8 million units, a completely different number. A third try gives yet another recommendation, 2.7 million units. The gap between these confident answers represents a potential revenue difference of nearly $500,000. So this raises the essential question. Why does a machine's answer change? This kind of inconsistency shatters our assumption of machine reliability and creates very expensive confusion. This whole phenomenon is called the AI trust paradox, and it stems from a basic conflict in how today's most advanced AI systems are designed to work. It all starts with a pretty simple observation. As these AI models get more and more sophisticated, they become incredibly good at sounding human. And that right there is the paradox. The better an AI sounds, the more fluent and human-like it is, the more difficult it becomes for us to tell when it's right and when it's confidently wrong. The root cause for these changing answers isn't really a bug in the way we normally think about software. It's actually an inherent part of the AI's design. Researchers have a name for these confident falsehoods: hallucinations. Now, the term itself is a bit debated because it applies a human quality to a machine process, but it does accurately describe the output. To really get why this happens, you have to understand a key difference. A large language model is not like a search engine or a database. It isn't reaching into a library of facts to pull out a stored answer. Instead, the model is built on probability. It looks at a prompt and then predicts, word by word, what the most plausible continuation of that sentence would be, based on the billions of text patterns it was trained on. It's generating something new, not retrieving something old. And because the whole system is optimized to be plausible, not necessarily to be factually accurate, it can generate responses that are perfectly structured and sound completely authoritative, but are factually wrong. This built-in unpredictability means people see the technology's behavior in very different ways. So you have this one underlying mechanism, generating the most probable next word, that's seen in two completely opposite lights. For business analytics that demand a single, repeatable answer, this variability is a massive problem. But for creative work, like coming up with new ideas, that same variability can be a huge asset. The behavior is the same. Its value just depends on the context. When this designed-in unpredictability runs up against the real world, especially in high-stakes situations, the consequences can be pretty serious. A well-documented legal case, Mata versus Avianca, gives us a really clear example. Here, an attorney used an AI tool to help with legal research. The AI didn't just get the law wrong, it completely fabricated 6 different legal cases, complete with fake citations and everything. The attorney then submitted these fakes to the court and, as you can imagine, faced sanctions. In another reported case, a customer was using Air Canada's customer service chatbot to ask about their policy on bereavement fares. The chatbot confidently invented a refund policy on the spot, telling the customer they could apply for a refund after their flight. When the airline later said that wasn't their policy, a tribunal ruled that Air Canada was still responsible for the misinformation its own chatbot provided. This all brings us back to the central problem. There is a fundamental mismatch between what we expect from a machine, certainty, accuracy, truth, and what these AI systems are actually designed to do. The technology isn't broken, it's working exactly as intended, prioritizing plausible language over factual recall. The trust paradox exists right in that gap between our assumptions and the AI's actual architecture.